That night, the forest surrounding the Kaka'en village was slowly swallowed by a thin layer of mist. It was almost 9 o'clock when the electricity inside the post suddenly died for the third time. Power's out again, Bunny muttered while hitting his small flashlight. Inside the wooden student house, the 6 Kaka'en students began to feel uneasy. The Kalimantan forest at night felt different, too quiet, yet somehow filled with invisible sounds. Arga sat near the window, staring into the darkness beyond the trees. Then, a faint sound echoed from outside, a baby crying. "Did you guys hear that?" Arga whispered. Everyone immediately fell silent. The crying came again, soft, distant, but clearly coming from the forest behind the post. Bunny quickly turned around. "Don't tell me someone abandoned a baby at this hour," Bayu replied quietly. The crying echoed once more, this time louder. Arga stood up. "I'm gonna check it out." "Don't go alone," Bunny said quickly, but Arga had already grabbed a flashlight and a thin rain jacket. "I'll just take a quick look." The wooden door creaked open slowly. Cold wind rushed inside, carrying the smell of wet soil, and Arga began walking toward the sound. At first, the dirt path was still visible. A few lights from villagers' houses could still be seen in the distance, but the farther he walked, the thicker the mist became. The towering trees blocked the moonlight completely. What had once felt merely dark slowly became suffocating. The baby's cry echoed again. Now it sounded very close. Arga quickened his pace. "Hello?" No answer, only the sound of wet leaves crunching beneath his feet. Then he saw something, a tiny red light floating between the trees. Still, then slowly moving deeper into the forest. Arga stopped walking. His heartbeat began to race. What the hell is that? The red light drifted farther into the woods, and without realizing it, Arga followed it. Several minutes later, he finally realized something was wrong. The path was gone. There was no sign of the Kaka'en post anymore. No voices from his friends, only thick mist and giant trees with hanging roots that looked like black hands. The baby crying suddenly stopped. Silence, an unnatural silence. Then, flap. A soft sound came from above. Arga raised his flashlight. Nothing, but a second later, flap, flap. The sound jumped from one tree to another, fast, as if something was circling him from above. Arga began to panic. "Who's there?" No answer, but the red light appeared again, closer this time, behind the hanging roots of a massive tree. The tree looked ancient, and beneath it there was a pile of cloth. Arga slowly approached. His flashlight trembled in his hand. It wasn't just cloth. It was the body of a woman wearing an old kebaya beside a clay container. Arga slowly stepped backward. Then his eyes caught something on the tree trunk. Flap. The sound came again, right above his head. Arga pointed the flashlight upward, and his breath stopped instantly. Between the branches, something was floating, a glowing red light, long hair hanging down, a pale face, and glowing red eyes. Its body was incomplete, only a head with dark organs dangling beneath it. The creature smiled. A sharp, high-pitched laugh echoed through the forest. Arga froze. The creature slowly descended toward him. Arga immediately turned and ran. He crashed through bushes without direction. His breathing grew heavier. Behind him, the flapping became faster. Sometimes on the left, sometimes on the right, sometimes directly above him. Arga glanced back. The creature floated between the trees, chasing him through the mist. Its glowing red eyes burned in the darkness. "Help!" But his screams disappeared into the forest. And finally, Arga saw the path leading back to the KKN post. He sprinted as fast as he could and burst out of the forest. The moment he reached the house, he collapsed onto the floor, gasping for air. "I got lost in the woods, and damn it, something called a kuyang was chasing me." As dawn slowly arrived, Arga sat silently on the terrace. A village woman walked past him carrying a bucket of water. Without looking at him, she said softly, "If you ever hear a baby crying in the forest, never follow it." And for a brief second, the woman's eyes glowed red before she quietly walked away into the morning mist.